When we think about ancient Egypt, the pyramids are one of the first things that come to mind. Massive structures built as grand tombs for the pharaohs, designed to guide them into the afterlife. But what if I told you that everything we thought we knew about how these pyramids were built is about to be turned upside down? Today, we're diving deep into a new discovery that might change the way we understand one of Egypt's most ancient and mysterious structures, the Step Pyramid of Djoser. And trust me, what's been uncovered beneath this incredible pyramid is nothing short of mind-blowing. Step Pyramid of Djoser. Most people know that pyramids, like the famous Great Pyramid of Giza, were built as tombs for powerful pharaohs. But what many don't realize is that the whole pyramid building trend actually started right here, with this incredible structure, the Step Pyramid of Djoser, built roughly 4,700 years ago for Pharaoh Djoser from Egypt's third dynasty. Rising 7 layers above the ground and standing at about 200 feet tall, this massive architectural project was a groundbreaking experiment, one that paved the way for even more ambitious pyramid designs. But it's not just what's above ground that's surprising. It's what lies beneath. The mysterious tunnels? Beneath this ancient pyramid lies an underground labyrinth stretching for about 3.5 miles. Some experts now believe that these tunnels may have been part of an elaborate and sophisticated water system, and this could completely change our understanding of how the ancient Egyptians built their pyramids. Let's start with the mysterious trench surrounding the pyramid, known as the Dry Moat. This trench is massive, up to 164 feet wide and almost 65 feet deep in some places. Initially, people thought it was just a quarry used to dig up stones for the pyramid, but when you take a closer look, it doesn't add up. The Dry Moat. Now, here's where things start to get really interesting. Surrounding the Step Pyramid is a massive trench known as the Dry Moat, and for years, archaeologists thought it was just a quarry, a place where stones were cut for the pyramid's construction. This trench is no small feature. It's up to 164 feet wide, almost 65 feet deep, and stretches around the pyramid in a rectangular shape. If you were to add up all the material removed to dig this trench, it would be about 10 times the volume of the pyramid itself. For the longest time, experts assumed it was simply a quarry to extract stone for building the pyramid. That explanation made sense until you really started looking closer. Here's the thing. When you examine the trench closely, something doesn't add up. It's too narrow and deep to be practical for mining large quantities of stone. Plus, its layout doesn't resemble anything we know about ancient Egyptian quarrying methods. Even more puzzling, parts of the trench are covered by a rocky ceiling, which would have made it nearly impossible to use as a quarry. So, if it wasn't just a quarry, what was it? Well, some believe that the Dry Moat may have had spiritual significance, perhaps a sacred space designed for the pharaoh's soul to travel through in the afterlife. The niches carved into the walls of the trench hint at a potential ceremonial function. But here's where things take a turn. New water system theory. In 2020, a new theory emerged. What if this trench was actually part of a water management system? Some researchers now believe that after heavy rains, this trench could have collected water, which was then directed into underground compartments for filtration and storage. And this is where things get really interesting. The pyramid complex contains a series of shafts and underground chambers that may have been used as part of this hydraulic system. Imagine using water to lift massive stones during construction, like a water-powered elevator. The theory suggests that water would flow into these shafts, causing a large wooden platform to float upwards, lifting the heavy stones to the height needed for the pyramid. It's like ancient Egyptians had already embraced the idea of working smarter, not harder. By using the natural landscape and water, they may have been able to construct these towering monuments with far less manpower than we ever imagined. But of course, not everyone is on board with this theory. Some experts argue that the area around the Step Pyramid couldn't have held enough water to power such a system. They believe the occasional rains wouldn't have been enough to sustain this method over the entire construction period. One theory suggests that a now dried-up ancient lake nearby might have provided the necessary water. But there's no mention of such a lake in any ancient writings, leaving this theory in a bit of a gray area. Traditional construction methods. Now, even if the water-powered system didn't exist, the construction of the Step Pyramid was no small feat. Initially, the plan was to build a simple mastaba, a rectangular tomb. But as construction went on, the builders kept adding layers, eventually creating the 6 distinct steps we see today. Many believe that instead of using water power, the builders relied on ramps to haul the heavy stones into place. But even then, there's so much we still don't know about the incredible engineering behind these ancient monuments. The idea of using water to build the pyramids adds an entirely new layer to our understanding of ancient Egyptian ingenuity. Whether this theory holds water or not, it's a powerful reminder of how resourceful the Egyptians were using the natural environment to create some of the most iconic structures in human history. The mystery of ancient Egyptian ingenuity. Whether or not this water-powered construction theory holds up, one thing is clear. The ancient Egyptians were masters of ingenuity. They were far ahead of their time, and their understanding of engineering, architecture, and the natural environment was truly remarkable. Let's not forget that the step pyramid of Djoser wasn't just a tomb. It was the first time anyone had attempted a structure of this scale in stone, setting the stage for the more massive pyramids that would come later, like the Great Pyramid of Giza. The Egyptians weren't just builders, they were innovators. They took what started as a simple mastaba and kept adding to it, experimenting with new forms and techniques until they had created something that would stand for thousands of years. Whether they used ramps, simple manpower, or even water-powered lifts, the fact remains. These structures were built with extraordinary precision and care. The discovery of the dry moat and its potential role in managing water just adds another layer to how clever these ancient builders were. They used the natural landscape to their advantage and may have harnessed the power of water in ways we are just beginning to understand. This discovery reminds us that history is full of surprises. Just when we think we have it all figured out, a new theory emerges that forces us to rethink what we know. The idea that the Egyptians might have used water as a tool for construction gives us a whole new appreciation for their ingenuity. The step pyramid of Djoser continues to stand tall, not just as a monument to a long-dead king, but as a testament to the brilliant minds that built it. It's a powerful reminder that even in the ancient world, people were thinking big, pushing boundaries, solving complex problems, and creating wonders that continue to inspire us today. So, what do you think? Could the Egyptians have used water to build the pyramids? Or is this theory just another wild idea? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing discoveries.